Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Hello, welcome back to Venture Started. Hello, everybody.
Good.
Try and get on mute as soon as we can so we can have a great event. So if everybody can keep an eye on their mute, that would be highly appreciated. Thank you. Great to see everybody. Let's let a few people in the room, and then we will get started. My name is Mark November. Some weeks I forget to even announce who I am. If you'd like to know anything about me, just go to LinkedIn. I don't want to spend time talking about myself in any detail at this event, but I started this event, and Luke, who's here, helped me start it, and we're all very proud of being able to build something quite like this. Also want to say again, I've been saying this every week for a few weeks now. We're getting so many people in our community that I just don't know who everybody is. So it's a guarantee that some of the people attending are going to be bad apples. Good news is everybody that I've met seems to be a good apple. I love the people that are in our community. I haven't met the bad apples yet personally that I know of, but I'm sure they're here because we're so big now that the odds are when you have hundreds of people coming together that at least 1 in 100, if not more, is a bad apple. So please be careful. I don't want to be responsible or you think that I'm liable for anything. I'm just bringing everybody together, but you're all adults. You're going to have to make your own decisions about who you want to play with. The rules of our event are play nice, be nice, and hopefully everybody will, but I do worry about those bad apples. So please do that. Be a little conscientious about that. Let's see. I want to thank the moderators that have volunteered. We seem to be short a moderator for the Series A room. Just had a cancellation, it turned out. So I'm not sure who might be interested.
Mark, I can jump in.
Keith, thank you. Okay, perfect. So if you can try and if any of the rooms are missing a moderator, you guys can work it out among yourselves who should be the moderator, but please, try and just keep your pitches to 2 minutes and not annoy the rest of the people in the room. You really do annoy them. I can't, I know you think you don't, but you do. So you'll score more points by making quick introductions and then just meeting people outside of the event. So let's get started. Okay, up first is Kalana from End Finance. You're gonna start us off, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Mark. I represent End Finance, which is an e-commerce based invoice factoring solution where we provide funding for e-commerce sellers who require working capital. Usually, banks are having a difficulty to provide this funding because each sale is small ticket size. So what we do is we analyze their sales performances and also the credit history, and we provide daily payouts for e-commerce sellers. How it's helping them is usually they have to stay up to 15 to 90 days to get funded. They are already working with a couple of debt finances because we are on recurring revenue basis model. So we are open for receiving funding either on debt financing or seed financing as well. We are a pre-revenue fintech startup registered in Delaware and operating with in California. We have one of our co-founders who has 15 years experience in e-commerce and logistics 3PL operation, and I myself come from fintech background. Our solution is not a whitelisted product. It's built by ourselves, and our founders already have warehouses operating with more than 100 e-commerce sellers who are operating in large-scale dropshipping, which is more than 1 to 2 containers per month. So we have an existing list, and we are ready to serve the market. My contact details are listed on the email, which is kalana@nfinance.io. I'm open to connect with you. Thank you very much.
Hey, just to say, good to let us know where you're at in your funding as well as in your revenue.
For the opportunity. With regard to funding side, we have already around 500,000 USD being invested on our business, and we are also seeking up to around 100K to 200K in debt financing at the moment.
Thank you very much. By the way, if I had mentioned your company's name earlier, I may have failed to mention that there's a way to get in the queue by raising your hand in the reaction button. And since some of you are new, you may not have known that. So if I mentioned the name of your company and you're not in the queue, please go look for reaction button and raise your hand. Up next is Tom Webster, who I just spent some time with, and he's got a marvelous, really great company. So please listen to Tom. You're on mute, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yep. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for the time. I'm Tom Webster with Tone. We've got patented technology, which delivers passive mobile engagement. Think of it as an audio activated QR code that generates tons of data. We take tiny fragments of engineered sound. We deliver them through lots of different marketing channels. We put a light framework inside of your mobile app that enables your app to engage and interact with folks. And then we collect a ton of data on the back end. The use cases seem to be fairly endless. We do a lot of work in retail. We work with the largest retailer in the world, a lot of CPG and brand companies, one of the largest beverage companies in the world. In the entertainment space, do a lot in gaming, online betting, sports. We've got NHL, NBA, MLS, English Premier League, La Liga teams. We do a lot in broadcasting, movies, music with anti-piracy and the Motion Picture Association, healthcare space, commercial sector, OSHA compliance, all kinds of things. After bootstrapping the first 6 or 7 years, we did a seed round, raised $1.8 million, and we're now seeking $5 million for our Series A for rapid growth and expansion into our chosen verticals. I'll put my contact information in the chat room along with a link to a short video, and I'll join the Series A room later on when we get into that. But my email is twebster@thetoneknows, KNOWS.com, and look forward to interacting with y'all.
Thank you, Tom. That was a perfect pitch. Okay, up next is, let me move, is Kava with Get Placed.
All right, perfect. There you go. Unmute myself. There, everyone can hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mark. So we are an alternative to Facebook ads. So we're basically turning online communities into influencers. So for example, our self-serve platform that's launched connects brands with their target market through online communities. So for example, if you had a pet food company like Purina that wants to reach pet lovers, then they can do that by putting a message directly into the chat feed of all different online communities that are dog lovers on Facebook, Slack, Telegram, WhatsApp even, and LinkedIn and so on. And based on this, I put 150K of my own money into the business. We're a team of 6 and we're raising right now 500K to get to 250K MRR by August. And it's a win-win-win for everyone. The community owners earn income. The brands actually reach their target market, reduce their cost of acquisition. And then people like Facebook and so on, they incentivize the community owners to stay on Facebook and make that their permanent home. And that's it.
Thank you. Perfect. Up next is Timothy.
Yeah, mute. Okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is Timothy Griggs. I'm a mortgage real estate broker and investor for over 20 years and founder of the Good Steward Financial System. In 2020, right before the pandemic shut us all down, I put into development a fintech app that helps users to manage their credit and finance in a way that will help them prepare for home ownership, whether they are looking to buy now, next year, or in the years to come. Our MVP, the Good Steward app, is now available for download in the App Store and Google Play. The problem: 55% of millennials and Gen Z believe homeownership is out of reach financially. However, 80% of them believe buying a home is the best way to make it on their own. 37.6 million American millennials still do not own a home. Our solution: our AI animated character, Steward, will walk the user through the steps to prepare them for home ownership. Create a budget. Our API budgeting tools will help users create a personalized budget, create a home buying savings account by using budget overages for their down payment savings. Our credit API will give users their credit score, credit report, and give suggestions on how to improve their credit. Real-time alerts will, when their credit is accessed, and ID theft restoration services. TGS is a subscription revenue model with a projection of $2.8 million monthly recurring revenue by year 4. TGS is seeking to raise $2 million for a 20% equity position for continued platform development, operating expenses, marketing, and advertising. Valuation, TGS has a pre-money valuation of $7.5 million and a post-money valuation of $9.4 million with projections of 180 million valuation by year 4 with 35.9 million valuation for investor. One last thing. I have bootstrapped nearly $300,000 of my own money to the development to this point, and TGS will reach a milestone with a $700,000 investment. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate everyone, and I will put my information in the chat.
Great. Thanks, Timothy. Nice to have you. Up next is Christy.
Hello, all. I'm Christy Rohrig. I am the co-founder of Wet Dog Weather, and we are a SaaS B2B company doing weather visualization. And we have secured our first customers, and we are in discussions with additional customers. We are aiming to be profitable this spring, and we've raised so far $650K. So we incorporated as a C Corp in Delaware last year, and we are not actively seeking funding, but we are trying to make the connections to VCs for a seed round that we plan to do around this time next year. So we're planning to do a trip to Boston in April. If there's any VCs out in the Boston area that would like to meet with us in person and get more information, please do reach out to us.
Great. Thank you, Christy. Up
Thank
next
you.
is Fred with Avid Growers.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. As you mentioned, my name is Frederick Linseth. I'm the founder of Avid. And at Avid, our goal is to create the future of cultivation. Our latest product is an automated and AI-enabled mushroom growing system with the goal of helping restaurants grow a wide variety of mushrooms that are both difficult to source and extremely expensive. Our modular stackable system allows our users not only to grow different varieties all at once, but to also tailor their grow system to their available space and production requirements. One of our devices only takes up about 2 cubic feet of space. That's 24 inches long, 12 inches wide, and 12 inches tall, and can produce 50 pounds per year. All the restaurant has to do is insert one of the mushroom fruiting blocks that they purchase from us and tell our app what they're growing. From there, our device monitors and controls the internal environmental parameters to ensure optimal growing conditions around the clock. And our team already has extensive experience developing complex hardware products like this. We most recently worked together on developing a fully automated hydroponic system that can grow over 1,000 different plant varieties by just adding water. We're leveraging some of that existing IP to dramatically cut down on development costs for the mushroom system. And we plan to continue doing so as we expand our family of cultivation devices. We're looking to raise $1.5 million at a $3 million pre-money valuation to complete development and begin production. In the past, our company has raised $1 million, which was used for development of that hydroponic system. You can contact me at fred@avidgrowers.com if you'd like to learn more. I have my email as my name here on Zoom. I will also add that to the chat. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to connecting with some of you in the seed room.
Great. Our pleasure. Up next is Darnell.
Hey, everybody. My name is Darnell, and I'm the founder of a really cool platform called Distinctly. The main problem that people have is that they've been brainwashed into being data scientists. They've been brainwashed into understanding the value of artificial intelligence, natural language processing, data visualization, analytics, business intelligence, and insert any other catchy buzzword that you have read in a white paper or in your favorite Twitter follower. Most of these people, ironically, are either really small businesses that just need to make decisions, or they're marketers, or they're CEOs or CMOs. And you really fundamentally don't care about math in your business unless you're the CFO of the business or you were president of the calculus club. So what we saw as a tension, we turned that into a truth that we wanted to demystify the black box that was data science and all of the things around it. And so we've unboxed it by combining our own survey data alongside of a personality quiz against 60 different characteristics. We also have all of the fancy things, data sciencey and modelly, that we're doing on the back end. And all we're delivering to you is an interface, an API, as well as a Shopify app. If you're a Shopify or Shopify Plus customer, where you're able to just take information and be able to answer simple questions like, how many Asian women west of the Mississippi who live their life with a level of happiness and are inspired by DIY projects will buy my brand? We can give you that answer. We've given that answer to non-governmental agencies. We've given that answer to B2B as well as B2C clients that we have, as well as state and local municipalities. We literally can tell you what's going on inside of someone's psyche in any zip code in the United States, and there are a total of 43,079 to be exact. We are in pre-seed and seed. We have revenues. We have cumulative revenues of over about 417,000. About 50% of that was made during the pandemic. We also have a data room that we can make available to anyone who would want to come aboard and partner with us. But most importantly, the reason why we are here is because we want to help small to medium businesses, which are 98% of the companies in the United States, and 46% of those are either people of color or they're women driven. And whether you have a Giro truck in New York City or you have a coffee shop in the middle of in the burbs in Michigan, you don't have the budget for big data power. However, you have the number one thing that powers big data, which is small data. So we can give you a story with our own existing data, or you can give us your data and we can tell you a really good story. We'd love to tell you more. And again, thank you guys for listening and thank you for your time. And I'll drop my information into the chat. Thanks again.
Sounds fascinating. Thank you for pitching. Up next is Nathan.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Nathan Ola from Newly. We're in the future of workspace, and specifically our platform is a community for high-end independent professionals, think attorneys and accountants, and really enabling them to choose independence without trade-offs as they walk away from the large firm. When you think about our target market, these are people who mostly attend top schools, who've worked at like E&Y or Skadden Arps, and then choose to go independent, and they typically engage long-term with their clients. So the aha that we've come up with here and the problem we've uncovered is that unlike most other types of independent professionals, these folks, their number one problem is not new business. They mostly have more work than they can handle because of their backgrounds and where they've come from. The thing that they have trouble with is wasted time. And the really neat statistic we have is that when these people are at the large firms, they bill at 75% utilization, really high. But when they work on their own, they bill less than 50% of their time, even though they have more work than they can handle. So we think of that 25% inefficiency as the independent tax of choosing this career path, and it costs our members over $100,000 a year. So what Newly does is we help them be more productive and recapture their time, and we do it in three ways: search, assist, and connect. So search allows them to help find each other so they can service their clients, being independent and bring other resources. Assist helps them run their business more efficiently. And connect puts them in situations where they can meet each other live through networking or ongoing small groups. So progress today, we have over 400 invite-only members. They're amazing. They come from Ivy League schools. They come from amazing firms, and really getting positive feedback. Also, we know how to convert these people through cold email outreach that's costing us nothing, and we convert them at over 10% to become members, which is really great. And then kind of wrapping up, so the market's big, even though this is a specialized market. So there's over 2 million of our target professionals in the United States alone, and the TAM is over 15 billion. We have a great team, former independent professionals who've been successful themselves. We have the former global president of YPO, if anyone knows that organization. We currently have an open convertible note round. We've already closed about 300,000 and have about 200 available. So if you're an angel or doing that kind of investing, love to talk to you to round out the round. And then we're already talking to VCs for a seed round later this year. So I'll put my contact information in there. Please reach out if you'd like to learn more about what we're doing. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mark, for doing this.
Thank you, Nathan. Okay, up next is Dima.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Dima. I'm the CEO of a company called Pandatron. And what we do is we help corporations with change management. So some of you who've worked in corporations might be familiar with buzzwords like digital transformation, agile transformation, innovation culture programs. 70% of them fail, primarily because of culture, behavior, mindset change of thousands of employees at scale. And typically these programs are billions of dollars in size, right? So it's a massive problem. And typically corporations, they use training, they use communication. None of that work really well. What we do is we use AI to automate business coaching. So we provide a product that we call AI coaching, which allows us to, first of all, scale the coaching as an approach, suddenly to potentially thousands of employees at scale. And second of all, when we do that, it allows us to collect feedback at scale on what the main systemic issues in the organization are. We're currently raising our seed round of 2 million, work with some big brands like SAP, Electrolux, Skanska, and had first kind of pilots in revenue for around 150K last year. But then with the release of ChatGPT, the trust and demand kind of went through the roof, and we suddenly the user base increased 100x. So currently raising the round to support that. I'll drop my information in the chat, and my name is my email as well. So would love to talk to you. And there's also a link to the deck in the chat. Thanks a lot.
Great, thank you for the pitch. Up next is what your name is. My apologies.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here now. All right. Yeah. My name is Adiola. A lot of folks call me Addy. It's easy to pronounce. Adiola Dedwet, the founder and CEO of Credit. It's pronounced CREDIT, Credit. About 2.5 billion people across the world lack access to formal credit and face financial exclusion, which has caused about $360 billion credit gap in Africa alone. Traditional lenders cannot actually scale SME lending due to poor customer experiences, poor credit capabilities, and overall limited reach. With my 8+ years of experience as a senior accountant and also as a tech manager as well, I'm building at Credit a digital end-to-end lending marketplace, enabling Africans access to credit products tailored to their needs. At Credit, we aim to solve the problem of limited access to credit information and also the difficulties of managing credit scores for our consumers. Our platform would provide free credit scores, reports, and credit monitoring to help users understand their credit products, their credit standing, and also improve their financial health. We are also using AI and machine learning to build a recommendation system to enhance pre-approvals for our users and also process for our customers and enterprises as well. We are pre-revenue, but we have 70,000 waitlist users on our platform, and we are in conversations with about 25 enterprises. Our secret sauce is our recommendation system because we are able to generate pre-approvals for our users. Thank you for the opportunity to actually be on here. We are raising in our pre-seed round about $1.5 million to acquire 100+ trusted customers and also paying enterprises. Thank you, guys. I'll put my information in the chat if you'd like to reach out to me.
Woo! That was actually a good pitch. I liked your energy, by the way. So sorry about not getting your name right. My bad. Up next is Steve.
Myself.
You're good.
Okay, hey Mark, thank you for the opportunity. I'm Steve Stern from Stability. We are a mindfulness app, one-stop shop, everything but meditation, where we've seen the problem of teens and young children go to social media for all different types of information, and it's all the wrong information. We want to create a super app where we have certified and mental well-being tools, digital, where we're putting that in an app, but that really empowers young adults to be healthier and be more in control of their emotional well-being. We currently have raised a friends and family round, and we're looking to do a seed round to build out our team more in terms of the super app and the content and marketing it. And I'll put my information here. And anyone, we're also looking for people who've been in this space, not just any type of VC money, but people who are interested, passionate about making a big impact that aligns with our mission.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Very interesting. Up next is Richard.
Myself. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, Mark.
Yep.
My name is Richard Van Horn. I'm the founder of Pseudonym. We offer alternate identities for the internet that protect your real identities. And my background is in cybersecurity. I've worked in cybersecurity for about 25 years. And I'm applying that background to privacy on the internet, where we're all aware of surveillance capitalism. Many of us are aware of the changes in the advertising world with cookies being changed. So what we offer is a pseudo identity for the internet that protects your real identity. That comes with an email address, so you can have a buffer email address from, to protect your real email address. And we also allow you to opt in to advertising. So today you have surveillance advertising where you're surveilled all the time. You do a search, you get ads here and there for forever. We're enabling our consumers and our subscribers to opt in to brands they like versus being, the surveillance advertising. And so that is our approach, is to offer privacy on the web, where you have an email address that protects your email address, and you can go across the web as Nikola Tesla, which is my name on our service, and say, I choose to advertise or be advertised by these brands. We are currently looking for team members, looking for product managers to join our team, as well as partners to accept our service and help us develop our MVP. And again, Mark, thanks for having me.
Great. It actually sounds very interesting. And what I like about last week and this week is that we're hearing from new people, and it's just refreshing to have all these new people share their technologies and their businesses with us. So thank you, Richard. Up next is Jeff.
Well, thank you, Mark. This is my first time here. So I work with a company called ValueClick. I'm the Chief Product Officer. It was co-founded by Steve Jobs' first CEO of Next Computing. And we offer the most accurate and collaborative home valuation tool ever developed. It's powered through a fusion of human and artificial intelligence. And we act as a real estate software as a service provider with a targeted MRR of over 2 million by the end of FY 2024. So we help real estate professionals go from simply relying on comparables or comps to the confidence of delivering the most accurate valuation of property, whether that's for the seller or for a buyer. Now, I don't know if you're all familiar with Zillow iBuyer program, but they lost $500 million. Had they been using our tool, they would have made that much instead. We currently have 100 personally invited B2B beta users here in Southern California. We're generating revenue, and we're just about ready to launch nationally, while we're also continuing to develop a number of other products that sit alongside this nicely. B2C product that will create a secondary revenue stream through a lead generation tool. We have already developed and implemented the most accurate automatic CMA generation tool available. This is a time saver of potentially hours for real estate professionals. And we're currently developing an algorithm to accurately predict the days on market based on the proprietary algorithm that already drives the valuations and pricing tool. We're looking for a total of 10 million in seed funding with a starting point of around 3 to accelerate this growth strategy. If you want to learn more, visit us at valueclick.co. And we're going to drop this all into the chat in a second. And you can contact me at jziegler@valueclick.co if you're interested in learning more. And if you know any realtors who'd be interested in gaining some confidence when going in front of a customer, have them hit us up. And I'll drop my LinkedIn in the chat too. Thank you.
Really interesting, Jeff. I'm just curious, have you been able to track actual sales and actual days on the market compared to your estimates to know?
We have, and our accuracy, I mean, I'm not allowed to quote our accuracy levels, but we're above 99%, which is when you look at companies like Zillow and Redfin with their tools, they're upwards of 10 to 15% off, plus or minus, which could be tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in the value of a property.
Okay, I'd like to see your deck, so maybe one of my assistants can get you my email address, or just send it to mark@venturestarters.com. It'll get.
Will do, Mark. I'll get that to you as soon as I
Thanks.
can.
All right, so Rod is up next, and I just want to get, before Rod speaks, I just want to say that, you know, I have been part of this community that's focused on wildfires for a number of months, and I can't believe the talented people that are coming from all over the world that are trying to mitigate the explosive situation with wildfires that are affecting not just insurance companies, but governments who are, it's costing fortunes. In a sort of a perverted way, it's a growth industry, but it, you know, wish it wasn't. But that said, there are some amazing technologies that exist to fight wildfires. And one of the things I'd like to do this year is, with the help of some other great, amazing people in this community, is build a fund that only invests in startups or early stage companies that are in this space. Rod comes from this community, and he'll be the first of hopefully many over the next few months that I would love to introduce to us, who are trying to solve a major problem. And there is lots of profit potential here as well. So Rod, go ahead and get us started. It's you're the first to present anything that I recall that involves our community.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Mark, and I appreciate being able to speak to all of you today. Mark is right. Wildfires are a major problem, not just here in the U.S., but abroad. We've seen what's the wildfires, the destruction of wildfires have caused in Canada, in Australia, Europe, South America, and elsewhere. Part of the reason why wildfires are so destructive is that firefighters, even here in America, don't have a way to communicate, coordinate their tactical efforts at the fire's edge. They also don't have a way to gain access to real-time scene situational awareness information, which can inform them how to best fight the fire. So the biggest problem right now is that wildland firefighters, even today, still use just paper maps, compasses, and two-way radios. My company is changing that by connecting making devices that connect cellular denied areas. Our devices work over 900 megahertz and over Iridium satellite to provide ubiquitous communications and scene situational awareness data anywhere within a wildland fire incident. This helps crews to coordinate and align their tactical efforts. And we're also working on predictive analysis software from our sensors, which detect wind speed, wind direction from out in the fire. Send that back. We can mix that with fuel, slope, topography, even fuel types in the area, even the moisture content of those fuels to determine and predict how fast they will burn. We can also provide predictive tactical suggestions, like where do you straw fire line, how long should it be, how wide should it be, along what trajectory, so we can effectively stop the fire the first time. This has a lot of implications for us all, because every tax-paying citizen pays a lot of money to fight wildland fires every year, and we want to help save lives and mitigate disasters faster. The same goes for hurricanes, floods, and other earthquakes, floods, other disaster response. All those responders still use just paper maps, compasses, two-way radios. We want to change and empower the way that first responders mitigate disasters today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rod. And most of you, maybe not all of you who are new, know that I'm trying to start a fund this year called the Wednesday Fund or Wednesday Ventures to support the venture starters community. And I'm having some great conversations, but separate from that, if any of you are interested in helping to start a fund that is dedicated to technologies and wildfire mitigation, there is no such fund that exists that I have seen anywhere in the planet. Yet this is a tens of billions of dollar industry, and there's a lot of very motivated people to try new things and spend money to prevent the damage and the cost of damage that wildfires are causing in, explosive numbers now with climate change. So please, if any of you want to reach out to me to help me, I'm part of a different group. It's not this group, it's a different group. It happens to also meet on Wednesdays, so my Wednesdays are pretty busy, but it's earlier in the day. And if any of you are seriously interested in this particular topic, I can certainly also invite you or introduce you to this group. Thank you, Rod, for coming and being our first.
Thank you so much.
Okay, up next is Pete.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the time that you made to get me here. So I'm Pete Rocha, co-founder of Hydrogen Works and a proud Army veteran. My co-founder and I, Alex Liu, founded Hydrogen Works in 2021 because we believe there's still time to address climate change. One of the consensus opinions about addressing climate change is to electrify everything: cars, home appliances, heating, etc. However, if you do that without regards to source of the electricity, all you're doing is potentially adding carbon emissions via burning more fossil fuels. The problem we have is not only an issue of renewable energy production, but ultimately of energy storage. For example, last year in California alone, 1.8 million gigawatts, enough to power every home in California for more than 20 days, was curtailed. This is in part because solar and wind are produced when atmospheric conditions are right, when the sun is out, when the wind is blowing. And so not necessarily when they're needed. And so a lot of renewable electricity simply goes to waste. In response, we've seen a lot of deployment of battery packs, that sort of thing, but battery storage technology is very limited. For example, lithium ion batteries, which is the preferred commercial solution, can only store 4 to 6 hours of energy. Hydrogen Works solution is a novel chemistry that we use to create a hydrogen-based storage medium that can effectively store electricity for days, weeks, and even across seasons, balancing the grid with renewable power over time. Our long duration energy storage is ultra high round trip efficiency, so that 80% of the electricity produced is ultimately returned to the grid after storage. And this is approximately double the efficiency of leading hydrogen storage technology today. We are currently seeking pre-seed funding for $1 million. Our technology has been proven at lab scale, and we're seeking investors to help us scale up and build a commercial prototype that will validate our commercial applications. Thanks, and I'll put my information in the chat.
Just out of curiosity, Pete, when you say at lab scale, is there an equivalent to kilowatts or megawatts per hour that's stored in your lab version?
I believe the lab version is at would be approximately 50 kilowatts. So it's, yeah.
That's okay. And so the whole idea is then you're converting power into hydrogen and then hydrogen back to power. Is that basically it?
Yes, effectively, but much more efficiently than the guys who can do it now.
No, it's actually an interesting idea. Just out of curiosity, do you know of any competitors that are doing this exact same thing yet?
So most people are probably familiar with Bloom, that has a solid oxide cell technology. So yeah, you can think of it on that order.
Okay, so it's a similar or the same?
It's similar. We have a different chemical storage medium, a different patented process that we use to reach the high efficiencies that they can't.
Got it. I'd be interested in learning more. Anyways,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Pete, for pitching. Up next
Thank
is
you.
Roz. Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, everybody. So this is my third time on this group, and okay, good. So I'm in digital health sectors. Athena Music Wellness will deliver telehealth and e-learnings. So the same sums as we may know, corporate mental health is approximately around 47.7 billion by 2032. And what we're looking at, the sector of music therapy will reach 4.42 billion. Since 2019, we successfully launched a digital health app called TuneWell.io, and TuneWell has 400 hours of therapeutic music and content that deliver and designed by my own team, which is professor at music therapy and psychologist and music, and you name it. We successfully complete 2 class graduate 2022. These are full-time healthcare specialists, doctors from Grady Memorial Hospital here in Atlanta. So what we're looking at is to upgrade our TuneWell app to TuneLife, which will be an e-platform for therapists to meet their clients as well as our subscribers for their mental well-being programs, and also continue to develop our corporate wellness. Currently, we're on 3 pilots, 3 of Fortune 1000 company using our TuneWell app and our programs for their employees. We are seeking for $2 million seed round. Our variations at 12 million, 15 posts. And we're also seeking to collaborating with others, wellness digital health company out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roz. Up next is Judith. You're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, it's a Valentine's month, and I am thankful to Mark for giving me this opportunity to pitch my interest, passion, and personality-based matchmaking app. As the name suggests and the tagline suggests, adore, rise in love. So we want the next generation of youth to say, I adore you instead of I love you. Because adore is having the serious meaning to love and relationships. Because love, when it matches with respect, it gives that next particular way of connecting individuals and singles. And that's why we have the swipe ratio, which is thrice better than industry standards, 70,000 plus installs, 2 IPs, larger than life mission of connecting 10 million singles, and multiple awards in our name. We also host Adore Love Shots conversation channel, where we have hosted Miss India, Miss Asia India, Mr. Icon India, world record holders in dancing, and 60 plus leaders from various industries. With 10 billion USD market, and India, from where we have started, the target audience is 50% of the population in 1.4 billion population of India is below 28 years of age. And we are aiming to make more holistic matchmaking experience for singles. We are looking to raise USD 500K as a part of our pre-seed round to reach 2 million user base and ARR of $500K. Participate in our pre-seed round so that the next generation of youth says, I adore you instead of I love you. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. By the way, are you in the US, or is most of your people in India right now?
Yeah, so we have incorporated in US. However, our product login is available from any part of the world. So we provide this OTP-based verification using phone number from any part of the world.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, would you be open to the idea of somebody like a new person, maybe a CEO type, to come in and run your US operations and leverage your platform?
I will be happy to do that if that's connecting people and helping in our mission of connecting singles and matching more of them. I'll be happy to do that.
I have an idea.
Have a discussion.
Yeah, it just popped into my head because I know you've got this. It does seem like it's a something. Never visited it yet, but anyways, thank you for pitching again. Up next is Chris.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry. Awesome. Hi there. I'm Chris Prendergast, the founder of Jamstack. So I'm an engineer and a musician. I was initially frustrated with all of the products in the space. So Jamstack is now on a mission to make playing, creating, and consuming music more enticing, accessible, and social. So currently, if you look at the existing music gear space, it is the opposite of that. Everything is outdated, cumbersome, heavy, and expensive, and isolating. A guitar amp is a perfect example. It's not the only example, but designed 70 years ago. It's heavy and expensive. So the solution then is to create products like this one, the Jamstack 2, that are that remove all of the friction points for musicians to play the guitar. And so that's our hardware product, which has a built-in interface, which means you can plug it right into your phone and record. And going along with that, we're also creating a multi-track music streaming service. And the reason that we do that is, again, to remove those barriers for musicians to collaborate, to control, to turn music on and off, and to have those amazing experiences. So we did $2 million with our first product, the Jamstack One, which was the first smart guitar amplifier. And we've raised about $3 million to date. We're currently looking for another $2 million right now to help finish off our software and to help meet demand with our hardware for the end of this year. Thank you.
Okay, so I mean, does that give musicians an opportunity to then collaborate in real time on computers in different locations?
Not real time, but yes, about different locations. So it's designed that you would be swiping, you would come up against a piece of music, you would see all of the different tracks that were there, the guitar, the drums, you would have individual control over those layers, you could turn some off, and you could add your own music.
Neat, very neat. Okay, we haven't had anybody pitch anything like what you're pitching, so it's always refreshing to see something like this. Thanks, Chris. Up next is Tishy.
Hello, folks. Good evening. And Mark, thank you for giving me the opportunity this time. Yes, so I'm glad to be here. So I'm Tishy George Balachandra. I'm the Chief of Staff and the Chief Strategy Officer of iPowerUp. iPowerUp, our offering is basically a uniquely dependable and valuable personal solar charging solution for cell phones and similar devices like tablets or military equipment. We are meeting the need for about 26 million people in the US alone who are seeking a quick, reliable, wireless chargeable device for dead phones. So this is pretty much the first segment of a $100 million market that is pretty much hidden in daylight. We've proven this concept. We've got a patented technology. We have the patent in our hand. The typical solar smartphone accessories that are available in the market provides you only about 2+ hours of extended charge after exposure to about 1 hour in the sun. Our products charge faster and provide more solar power for longer durations, well above the market, what is currently available in the market. Our power management, charging speed, and solar battery power retention levels are currently unmatched. And this we can give it by a fair demonstration. We've demonstrated this in different conferences as well. And unlike our other products, which is bulky and clunky, which you find in the market, our product is very slim. It hugs the sleeve, as you can see, something along these lines. And they are QC3, which is USB quick chargeable. So they are form fitted currently for iPhone 13 and 14, but we can expand that design also for Samsung and other models as well. And they are made with high reliability components, and we meet all the basic, most important quality standards. The estimated TAM size for this business is about 17.6 billion in the US alone. The SAM is about serviceable market is about 14.2 billion market, $14.2 billion correction. And the SOM is about $2.1 billion. We are looking forward to raise up to about $6.5 million to get this product out. We've got all the right connections with the right distributors. We just need the right investor to help us get this money so that we can bring this product to the market. Our CAGR looks for 2022 to 2025 is about 150%. That's all I have, and please check us out at ipowerup.com. That is I, like for iPhone, powerup.com. And I'll put my contact. I've already put my contact information out here in the chat. So again, thank you, and look forward to meeting the right investor who can help us raise this money. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, how much is it going to cost a consumer to buy?
It's going to be about $129 at retail.
Okay, and
that is for the single panel. Now, if you have a dual panel, which is foldable, that will be $139, an extra $10.
Okay, and
so you get more surface area for the charge.
Right. Okay, and then does it generate a lot of heat, which might adversely impact the phone and its components?
No, that is a good point. That's a good question. You see, the product that you have in the market right now, they really don't have much of a solar efficiency. What they do have is a battery that is attached to that solar solar panel, and that's what causes the heating. This one does not have much of that heat factor at all.
Okay, a quick last question. I mean, is it possible that you could literally get purchase orders from those large distributors and use that as part of your financing so that you can get going instead of having to rely 100% on investor dollars?
We just need this. We have improved on our original patented design, and initially we were launched with Radio Shack. We had a very good business. With our improved design, what we are looking at trying to build the first 10,000 units, make sure that is perfect. And once we get that, then we can get to that purchase order stage and look for debt-based financing.
Okay, so I mean, thank you. And I don't mean to make you an example. A lot of times founders come to me and say, Mark, I need money, but they have product. And sometimes it makes more sense to go and get customers and line those customers up and then go and get bank loans or factor or do other creative financing in order to basically scale your business. You don't always need investor money, which dilutes the existing shareholders at times. This isn't for everybody, but it's come up so often. I just wanted to point it out. Anyway,
Mark, I had a quick add to that, if you allow me. So right now, the new product, it's that we need to design this. We need to actually build it out, right? The new design that we have. So we don't have a unit per se that we can actually take and go out there and put it out so that we can get some purchase order. This is the part where we are stuck, and that's why we need the financing and your support.
I get it, and thank you for clarifying, but I just wanted to make a general comment about that sometimes you don't need investors the way you might think you do. I just wanted to put that out there, plant that seed for those of you where that it may be meaningful. Up next is Felina.
Hi everyone, I'm Feliana. I'm the founder of Livert. We solve a very practical problem, which is delivery. So if you guys online shopping, we group your shopping so that people can get free and greener shipping. Why? Because I buy online, and then when I want to buy $15 of t-shirt, I need to pay $5 delivery. I don't think that it's worth it. And finally, the data shows that I'm not alone. 60% of the chart in e-commerce are abandoned because people don't want to pay delivery. This is the first reason why people abandon their chart. And also this is $300 billion market. So this is the potential market that we can still conquer. In the same time, we know that fuel is rising. We know that it's very costly to deliver last mile delivery. This is also the place where we can make transporter spend less money in their last mile delivery. And at the end, it's not the last, of course, we can also reduce the CO2 and also the plastic linked to our purchase, linked to our last mile delivery. How it works? Very simple. We will group people who want to buy online together, geolocalized in the same area, or they know each other, they invite the friends who want to buy together so that they can pass the minimum required by the website to get free shipping, and in the same time they will reduce their environmental print linked to the last mile delivery. But also we will help in the same time e-commerce brand to reduce their abandoned chart linked to the shipping cost. So there is our business model. We will get the commission from e-commerce website that partnering with us between 7 to 15% through all of the purchase come from Livert. Today, we already have more than 150 affiliate brand, including AliExpress, Boohoo, Pretty Little Things, all the big brand of e-commerce. We launched our first MVP app last year. Within 4 months, we got more than 5,000 users within 3 universities that we're creating our POC. And then we're already generating hundreds of purchases. And also, we maintain the use of Livert. Once people succeed their purchase, 80% come back and make a wish again to mutualize their purchase to get free shipping. So today, what we want is to generalize the use, democratize our application by creating our solution directly in the website. So creating the plugin that we can put in the checkout, so you guys can select between FedEx, UPS, Livert. Then you choose Livert with 0 cost of delivery in the website. Therefore, today we're raising fund. We raised $1 million in order to enforce our team, which is developer, API specialist, developer specialist, and also, of course, to enforce our marketing and business manager to make it generalized in all e-commerce. One of the biggest e-commerce brand in France called Cdiscount already in contract with us to use this plugin by the third trimester of this year. Therefore, we are raising fund currently. I will be happy to be in touch with the investor that will be interested in this project, and I'll put all of my data in the chat. Thank you very much.
Great pitch. Love your energy for one. Yeah. I see Jay is giving a little applause there too. So yeah, bring your energy. If you need to love what you're doing, if you want us to love what you're doing, you know, it shows, you know, when you put forward the energy. We'll talk about that in future meetings. Anyways, thank you for the
shipping. It's fascinating. Thank you, Mark, for the invitation. Bye.
My pleasure. It was fun to watch that. Okay, up next is Keith. You're going to be our last one before we go and do some breakout rooms. So go ahead, Keith.
First of all, how's everyone doing? My name is Keith. I am CEO and founder of a company called RecFix. We navigate auto accident victims throughout the entirety of the auto accident process at scale using automation technology. So this is a two-sided platform. Okay, the accident victims, they interact through RecFix using a mobile device. So when they get into a car accident, at the point of the accident, we give them real-time curated assistance. From when they get into an accident, we tell them exactly what to do, how to do, when to do it, why they're doing it, all the way until they get their settlement claim. So we're doing two things. We're maximizing their insurance settlement amount, but we're also making that process as frictionless and seamless for the user as possible. In turn, that generates a transaction flow between the service providers, i.e. car dealerships, chiropractors, tow truck companies, personal injury attorneys, car mechanics, because they get, and the user, because they get direct marketing access. So it's a double-sided play. And the user or the service provider, they interact through a web portal. So the user pays nothing, meaning the accident victim, and the vendor is paying a subscription to have curated direct marketing access to these accident victims in real time. So right now we have 40 dealerships in the Houston area using our product. We're doing a pilot program. We've also just started fundraising. We have about 100,000 so far in the span of a week. We have found our lead investor. He is an expert in the insurance industry. He's been doing that for about 40 years. Also, myself, I've been in software, AI, ML, and mathematics for about 10 years. My co-founder, John, he's exited 3 startups at a minimum of 20 million. What we're looking for are two things. One, we're doing a seed round of 1 million. So we're looking for investment. Angel investments or VC is welcome. And then also we're looking for strategic partnerships or advisors, somebody who knows the insurance space, automotive space, chiropractor, any of those spaces, tow truck companies, definitely want to have a strategic advisor or partnership as well. Right now we are pre-revenue, but we are about to generate revenue at the end of the pilot program. The dealerships have agreed to start paying a subscription for a product. And also as far as traction, this all happened in the month of January.
Awesome. Great pitch. But you're really Houston based, right? And then you're hoping to expand. Is that the idea? Market by market, kind of?
Exactly. So our beachhead, so the company is actually founded in San Francisco, but our beachhead was Houston, and we are looking to expand to like the other larger cities of Texas, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and then we want to expand nationally and then globally. All right. I also want to add too, there's nothing like our product right now. We have no direct competitors. And for all the indirect competitors like AAA, who offers like tow dispatch, ZocDoc, who also like medical assistance, medical assistance platform, TrueCar, which is lead generation, and vehicle marketplace. We're able to assist the accident victim in real time. So they don't have to wait, meaning someone who's unexperienced with a car accident, they don't have to wait to try to navigate and find these websites to know what information to put, we give them that curated advice and what to do.
Okay, it's very interesting. Thank you for the pitch. Meet Keith in the chat or in a breakout room, which we're going to start to open up here in a moment. So, oh, I forgot to add the other breakout rooms while we were talking. I was actually so enthralled to watch all these new people pitch. So next week, we're going to let everybody pitch again. I just needed a couple of weeks, and I appreciate the community allowing us to do this, where we were catching up on lots of people who didn't know that if you get in early and you know, raise your hand quickly, that you can get into the queue. And then we were ending up with 50 to 80 people trying to get in the queue, and most of the new ones were at the end of the list. So the last 2 weeks has been fantastic. Just catch up on about 50 companies that have been asking to pitch for the very first time. And at least for me, it was really fun. So I'm going to quickly, if you'll just allow me to add a couple of quick rooms here so we can finish the, let's see, and they may not be in the order that, let's see, I want to do a women's founder room again. We always want to have at least one room for women. I don't know if that's where you'll find your investors, but we want to get more women founders at our events. So that's a piece of our equation here, what we're trying to achieve. And what was the other? I can't remember the last one I had set up. Let me just open these. I have 6 rooms to at least get us going. And one might be an unnamed room by accident. Here's my theory on CEOs for startups, for whatever it's worth. The CEO that you need for the startup is somebody who personally knows the investors you need. And then they step aside for the CEO that knows the business and helps you scale up. You actually need different teams. Like if you really look at the successful stories out there, you know, the teams changed between startup and exit many times, sometimes 4 or 5, 6 times. Not everybody changes, but there's modifications as you go. So, you know, in my opinion, CEO's number one job, number one responsibility is raising money. If they can't raise money and the company is stuck, they're no longer useful as a CEO at that moment. Doesn't mean they don't come back and be your CEO, but at the end of the day, that's their job. Raise money. It's their number one job. If they raise the money, then a bunch of other problems can usually be solved. And, you know, which is why you're all here, is to raise the money. You feel that way. So just keep that in mind that, you know, in some of your cases, not all of your cases, the CEO you need is not who you may think you need at this moment. It's basically somebody who may not know a thing about your business, but their family and friends connections are golden. And those investors will hand that CEO money because they trust that person. Then you move that CEO maybe to a board role or some other role. They still are engaged and involved. You need to find people who understand that they're playing an important role right now and that this isn't a lifetime job and that they're, you know, they're not going to be there in that role probably for 10 years. But you might find somebody who actually has the skills to do everything. You know, when I'm recruiting for healthcare companies, I'm also keeping an eye on whether they can help us scale besides just raise money, because healthcare is a specialization. It's hard to bring a guy in who was the, you know, the president and CEO of a paint manufacturing company into a healthcare role, even if they can bring the money in. So, you know, all those things have to sort of be sorted out. The point that I'm trying to make is really just, we're trying to build a community of awesomeness, and not everybody in our community is. But if you come and you devote some time and energy to getting to know people rather than just hit and run, pitch and run, you know, pitch and make your comments, and oh, nobody was interested and nobody was sending me a check, so I'm off to the next. If this is just a pitch event and you're just going to go from one pitch event to another, pitching total strangers, you're, I think, missing out on a unique opportunity. We may be the only group that's meeting every single week with the purpose of trying to get everybody to connect, to get to know each other. None of the other platforms really are doing that, in my opinion. And, you know, and I purposely want this to be an elevator pitch without the slideshows. I know so many of you keep asking me, can I bring my slideshow and do the slide of, I get it. That's what all the other events are out there. But if we did that, we would only have 10 people pitch in an entire evening because it takes too long. And the reality is we don't get to know people when they're hiding behind a slideshow and they've memorized a script. You know, those people are great. They go through the accelerator programs, they're taught all that. Wonderful. But as an investor, I like to get to know who people are. And as founders, and putting on my founder hat, I like to get to know people and resources and who I can leverage and who I know. At the end of the day, who you know is key. When I look at a startup to invest in them, what I say to myself is, who do they know? Not what is their patent, what is their business model, who do they know? You know, if somebody says, I know the buyer at Walmart, I've worked with them before, I'm building this product for that buyer, all of a sudden, I don't even care about the product. I care about the pathway to the buyer. And that's how investors will get excited. Show us pathways to revenue, not pathways to a burn rate that is excessively long, that it just looks like expense after expense after expense. You need to also really have in your mind a way of defending how you're going to bring the revenues in. And ideally, you know, buyers or your I would also suggest some of you need to do launches without your product being fully developed. You need to go out and pre-sell it. You need to go and talk to the buyers that you think you're going to end up going to. You may even tell them, look, I may not have this product for a year from now, but I'm here pitching it now. I need to know if I make it, you're going to buy it. You need to get that level of like direct to revenue if you can, so that investors have a better understanding of what it is they're investing in and what the plan is. Because too many plans, you know, business decks, business plans, they're filled with pages and pages of expenses that are going to be incurred to get to eventually to revenues. And it's very scary in today's world to be funding those expenses. And there's fewer investors now than there was before. And I predict that there's two interesting dynamics happening in the market right now. Post-COVID, more people are starting businesses than in the history of the planet Earth. That's what is happening. I've been seeing these statistics from others. More people are starting startups right now. It's an amazing time because everybody wants to invent. They want to have a home business. They want to, you know, once everybody was at home for a while, they liked that, and it sort of shifted a bunch of thinking. People were at home thinking new business ideas. But at the exact same time, the stock markets are still wonky. Everybody's Amazon and Apple stock is down 30%, sometimes 40, 50%. The angel investors have left the market, and the venture capitalists are not really active. And the deals that they're doing are not necessarily ideal for founders, but there's not a lot of options right now. So we have this amazing inflow of people that want to start ventures mixed with less capital. And we're also facing demographic issues that, you know, basically the baby boomers and the people who have been funding and being our angel investors for the last 2 decades are retiring now. And they are starting to think about cash preservation instead of investing. So we also have the dynamic of a large group of investors that used to be investors in a bunch of things that help these startups that are moving into a different phase of their own life. And it isn't just that their stock market portfolio is down, it's that they are just moving into another phase of life. They're getting older. And we don't have as many younger people that are employed that are then deploying their capital into startups. So we've got this squeeze situation. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. My wife reminds me regularly how wrong I am. But in my opinion, basically what's happening is we have more people that are trying to start a company right now, and we also have less investors that actually are active. So it's a really awkward time, which is why Venture Starters is here. And my point just being network, network, network. That is a smart use of your time. Advertise on LinkedIn to recruit talent that you need for your team so that you can find people who have warm introductions so you can avoid pitching total strangers. for buyers, for the technology and information you need, or the investors you need. Whatever it is you need, recruit people who know those people or know that information. And the combination of networking and that, I think, is what will help. And I'm getting notes from my from my team saying, Mark, you should be done. So I want to thank all of you for hanging in there again for another successful Venture Starters Night. Sorry I got off track here and went on a little bit of a roll there. But I want to thank you all. Please come back every week because that's how we make this work. And I don't have anything else for tonight other than a deep thanks to all of you for hanging in there while I finished my little spiel there. Good night, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you. It was worth it listening to you.
Appreciate you saying
Thanks,
that.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're amazing. All of you. Bye, everybody. Take care. Have a good time.
Thanks,
See you next
everyone.
Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.